Final Project by Brooke Rogers. What is a QR code? A QR code is a machine-readable code consisting of any array of black and white squares typically used for storing URLs or other information for reading by the camera on a smartphone. For the rest of my PowerPoint slides, in the left corner will be the QR code for everything discussed in this presentation. They can be used for quick responses. If you have a smartphone, you can easily scan the QR code with a QR reader, and it will open up on your smartphone or device, a website, image, etc. Yoki Avatar. An avatar is an animated character that talks, moves, and relays information through the computer. The tool we use to create this is Yoki Avatar. What I learned about communication using an avatar was you can still be heard and present yourself through a computer to a third party. For example, if you have an online class and want to relay information to your students on a more personal level, this would be a great tool and way to communicate. 3 ways that I think I can use Avatar is during speech therapy for my clients, working with children and adults with autism, because most of them are more visual learners, and if I ever taught an online class or a session of any sort. Next is the Google Drive, or the Collaborative Survey Project. We worked in groups of 3 and we created a survey of 15 questions online using Google Forms. Each member of the group were responsible for 1 section, so 5 questions of the survey. We had to communicate using online for this project, not in person. One difference I thought between collaboration and group work is collaborative work is when a group of individuals are all working on the same document and can see the changes, edits, and information added. Group work is when a member is assigned a piece of the project to complete and you must trust that the work can be done. Google Drive is an online file storage through Google, and this is what we use to save our work. The benefits of using this tool are being able to work on the project, share information, and automatically save items easily when working with others. And what I learned about collaborating using this tool while working with technology was it actually worked really well with my group members. We did have some problems in the beginning, everyone figuring out how to work the actual technology. I feel as if you had training or have used this piece of technology before, it would have made the project working a little bit easier. And I can use Google Drive for when I'm in a therapy session working with another clinician, and we are both typing up notes on the same document. Since we are both inputting information, if one of us misses something during the session, the other might be able to add it at the same time. And personally, I use Google Drive a lot instead of just a flash drive, so that way I can always have my documents with me, even if I don't have the specific flash drive on me. The Powtoon presentation. We created a Powtoon presentation to serve as a visual aid for the results of our survey that I just previously talked about in the slide before this. A Powtoon is a software used to create animated video slides. One benefit of using Powtoon is to make the projects more interactive and entertainable. I know I can use Powtoon during my speech therapy sessions, and it will be very beneficial. Up next is the Kahoot and Socrative assignment. They were a formative assessment, and a formative assessment occurs before and or during instruction. Its basic purpose is to guide instruction by letting the instructor and students know what concepts they have mastered and where they need more work. Typically, formative assessments are not graded, but at least guide instruction. The assessments I created with the tools was for the Kahoot project. I created my quiz on understanding simple facts on autism, and for the Socrative project, I created my quiz on the copyright laws. One pro of using Kahoot is it's great for short quizzes, and it's easy and quick to get the results. One con of using Kahoot is you have answers that contain, if you have answers that are short answer creative responses where they have to type it in, if they misspell it or don't add an extra filler word, then it will mark the answer as wrong, even if they have it correct. One pro of using Socrative is you can add pictures to the questions on quizzes to make it more entertaining. One con of using Socrative is if you would like the students to type their responses, if it is not word for word, but still the correct answer, it will mark the question as wrong. Digital simile. My media life is like a planner. No matter how busy I am, I can always make time for it. This project, we created a digital simile and posted them onto the Padlet wall to share with the class. So that way, every student got to read ours and we got to read theirs. Digital citizenship refers to a person utilizing technology in order to engage in society, politics, and in government. The digital story tool that I used was the program called Stupeflex. There are multiple ways I can use this digital story tool. Other ways I can use it is for speech in a classroom, during speech therapy, when learning phonetics and sounds, and when they are learning phonemes, we can use each sound. We can show the sound of each letter, and at the end of the story, it makes a word. Next was the infographic. And some current trends that I feel is different in technology right now is the device mesh, ambient user experience, and there's many more. But first, an infographic is a visual image such as a chart or diagram used to represent information or data. On the right side of the screen, I have my autism infographic that I created. Piktochart is a web-based infographic application which allows users without extensive experience as graphic designers to easily create infographics. So this is how I created mine. And some ways you can use Piktochart is for infographics, report, presentations, and many more. Next was a screencast. A screencast is a digital recording of computer screen output. I am currently using a screencast to record my final portfolio for this class. The website we use is Screencast-O-Matic, and that is the tool we use to download this recording device. Some benefits of screencasting are included being able to talk during a presentation, especially if you have an online class, for presentations if the teacher is absent, as well as for adding music onto a presentation. After I created my screencast, I then uploaded it to YouTube. I put it on my YouTube channel for others to watch. And I created a screencast so that way I can still present my project even if I am not available during that specific time, the class size is too large, and we all can't give our presentations. This way, the professor or teacher on their own time can listen to our presentation and we can show all the hard work that we put in. A Nearpod is an interactive presentation and assessment tool that can be used in multiple places, including classrooms. Some benefits of using Nearpod rather than PowerPoint for presentation is more interactive and more activities for the classroom. PowerPoint is a very simple layout compared to Nearpod. Other additional information is about the copyright laws that we learned. Copyright laws are a set of rules that protect an individual's work. Three main things I learned about copyright is I learned that copyright lasts the lifetime of an author plus 70 years. Another fact I learned was about public domain, what it was, and how work falls into there. Another fact I learned was that you can do a Google search and limit it to safe and reusable work and pictures, items, music, all of that. In the previous slide, I mentioned a Padlet wall when we were talking about our digital simile projects. A Padlet wall is a website that members can comment, write down, and share ideas, and they can see everyone else's as well. It can be used for many organizations. Scavenger hunts. I feel as if guided scavenger hunts are more easier and user-friendly because it targets specific information and you can find only the correct answer. When we did the open-ended copyright law scavenger hunt in class, I found a few answers that I personally thought would be the correct answer, but there was only one. I also feel this is just like answering normal questions on a worksheet or assessment, not really a scavenger hunt. So for this whole project, I decided to create a PowerPoint presentation. But I learned multiple things about effective PowerPoint presentation. What I learned is you should have an active learning strategy throughout the presentation for involvement. My favorite two are an opening question and a closing question. You should only keep roughly 7 words on a PowerPoint slide unless it is a definition for a quote. You should always incorporate music that relates to your presentation if it isn't necessary. All right, thank you so much. Are there any questions? Thank you.